Suchakra Varadacharyam Shuddha Sattva Guruttamam Srinidhi Raghavam Vande Hyapara Karunakaram Shonavastra Veshtitam Vibhati Yat Tridandavat Pundrajala Manditancha Darupadu Kayutam Vishnu Chitta Balikasya Jata Sukti Chintakam Lakshmanarya Namakam Tadastu Bhuta Yemama Karmadhi Bhakti Margena Marma Mokshakya Sampadam Germany Desha Vasibhyaha Sharma Yukto Vadamyaham. Good afternoon, Namaskaram to you all. At the outset, I wish to thank Frankfurt Parayanam Group for conferring me on this great opportunity to share some insights from Upanishads with you on the topic, very nice topic, the art of self-governance. So, let me first thank Srimati Malati Vasudevan, Sri Vasudevan sir, and then Dr. Srija, who gave an excellent introductory note, and special mention to the students who started the program in an auspicious manner with their beautiful song. A special thanks to those students, and above all, to all of you, amidst your many-sided preoccupation, you have devoted time to attend this program. So, as much as possible, I would like to make it an interactive session in Socratic method. So, I would like to interact with you more, because our first 90 minutes, I will be speaking. Next 30 minutes, it will be a Q&A session. But my kind request is, in the first 90 minutes also, please try to interact more, because in the first 90 minutes, I will be asking questions. In the next 30 minutes, you will be asking questions. We can have it like that. And especially children, youngsters, you can please interact more, I request you. Now, without further delay, let us move into the topic, the art of self-governance. We have got 3 questions in front of us now. We have got 3 questions in front of us now. In the next 90 minutes, we are going to see the answers for these 3 questions. Question number 1, how to lead a happy life? We all want to lead a happy life, no doubt. We all strive to lead a happy life, no doubt. But what do we end up with? We end up with stress, tension, depression, and many other things. And finally, it leads to frustration. We want to lead a happy life. So the first question is, how to lead a happy life? This is question number 1. Question number 2, who is our first enemy? How can we conquer him? We have got an enemy. He is our main enemy, the first enemy. Please don't search outside. I am telling you a clue now itself. So please don't search for that enemy outside. He is inside. He is the first enemy. He is the biggest enemy. We have to conquer him. How to conquer him? This is question number 2. Question number 3. How or in what way are we connected to our environment? In what way are we connected to our neighbors? You can see that many people are sitting around you. In what way you are connected with them? Leave alone worldly relationships or friendships, leave alone that. In what way this soul is connected with that soul? We say we are Jivatma, souls. We are not this body. So, in what way we are connected to the people around us? More importantly, in what way we are connected to God? So, how are we connected to the environment? How are we connected to the people around us? How are we connected to God? And how to live in harmony with others? Now, this peaceful coexistence is the need of the hour. So, how to have a life with peaceful coexistence? how to live in harmony with others. This is the third question. So the first question is how to lead a happy life. Second question is who is our first enemy, how to conquer him. The third question is in what way we are connected with our environment, surroundings, people, God, and how to live in harmony with others. Now let us devote 30 minutes each for each of these questions. So the answers for these three questions are given in the 5th chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Upanishads are the storehouse of spiritual devotional wisdom. Among that, there is a Upanishad called Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In that Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the 5th chapter speaks of the answer to these three questions. This 5th chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it actually starts as a story. Because if I start speaking about philosophy, then people will start looking at their watches. Because what is time now? When this will fellow conclude? Your thought will go like that. Because whenever there is a public speech, there is one simple psychology. When the speaker looks at the clock, people will be happy. When people look at the clock, speaker will become unhappy. Because if the speaker often looks at the clock, he has some monitoring regarding the time, people will be happy that though he is blabbering something, at least he will finish on time. You will get that confidence. But if you people start looking on your watches or clocks or time, then the speaker will lose his confidence. Oh, I think I am blabbering something. People are not interested. So our mind will go like that. So leave it. Let me keep your watch on time. That being aside, now Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, to make things interesting, this 5th chapter starts as a story. Starting as a story, it gives philosophical answers to these three questions. So let us move into that story. Now we are going to a virtual journey to Mithila. Mithila is in Nepal. Present day Nepal is Mithila. It was ruled by Janaka. Now Brihadaranyaka Upanishad speaks of a history which happened in Mithila. It starts as a story. Janaka, the king of Mithila, he performed a yagam. Yagam means a ritualistic worship of God done with sacred fire. A ritualistic worship of God done with sacred fire is called yagam. Janaka is performing a yagam. Who is Janaka? Who is Janaka? Father of Sita. Actually, Janaka is a surname. There are many Janakas. The father of Sita is called Siradvaja Janaka. Because we say usually Tendulkar is a cricketer. Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar is a cricket player. His daughter is called Sara Tendulkar. His brother is called, his father, he has Ramesh Tendulkar. His son is called Arjun Tendulkar. So Tendulkar is a surname. Similarly, Janaka is a surname. Sita's father's name is Siradvaja Janaka. Now this is some other Janaka, but his proper name is not mentioned in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Some Janaka. He is the ruler of Mithila. He performs a yaga in Mithila, present day Nepal. Now let us all virtually transfer ourselves to that place. Virtual tour to Mithila, Nepal. There, Janaka is performing a yagam. Many intellectual giants, great spiritual scholars, interested people like you have all assembled there to witness the great yagam performed by King Janaka. Especially great Vidwans, Pandits, spiritual scholars from the countries of Kuru and Panchala had come there. Kuru Desha refers to present day Haryana of India. Panchala Desha refers to present day Uttar Pradesh of India. So from this Kuru and Panchala, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, many spiritual giants, great scholars had assembled in the hall of Janaka. They were all witnessing this yagam. At that time, Janaka thought for a while, we have got many spiritual scholars here. Why can't we try to gain some spiritual knowledge from them? When we get the blessing to get associated with great souls, we should definitely get some knowledge from them. So what Janaka did was, he distributed some gifts to those scholars and pleaded them with humility. He just addresses them, "O great scholars, O spiritual philosophers, you have all assembled in this hall to witness my yagam. Can you permit me to please place your request at your feet?" The sages said yes. Now Janaka requests them, You can see opposite to this hall, there is a cow pen. That cow pen has got 1000 cows. A cow pen opposite to the hall where yagam is conducted. That cow pen has 1000 cows. Each cow is adorned with golden rings on its horns. So 2 horns means 2 golden rings on each cow. Totally 1000 cows. So 2000 golden rings on the horns of the cows. Now Janaka says there are 1000 cows here. Each of it is adorned with golden rings on both of its horns. I am now going to conduct a philosophical debate here, a scholarly conference on philosophy here. Whoever among you, great scholars have assembled, whoever among you emerges victorious in this conference, whoever speaks well and establishes that he is the greatest scholar assembled here, he will be rewarded with these 1000 cows along with golden rings. That's also very important. So whoever emerges victorious will be awarded with these 1000 cows along with 2000 golden rings. Are you ready? Asked Janaka. So the stage is set now. Janaka, Mithila, performing a yagam. Many scholars have assembled. Janaka has assembled 1000 cows in the cow pen opposite to the hall. They are all adorned with 2000 golden rings on horns. Now Janaka places a request. Scholars, please attend the spiritual conference, philosophical conference. Whoever emerges victorious will be awarded with 1000 cows with 2000 golden rings. Now, among the many sages seated there, now this is the most important scene. Among the many sages seated there, sage Yajnavalkya, he is a great scholar. Sage Yajnavalkya, he stood up. He summoned his disciple called Samasrava. Oh Samasrava, come here. Please drive all these cows home. Yajnavalkya stood up, summoned his disciple Samasrava, asked him to drive all these cows home. Samasrava obliged. He went to the cow pen. He drove all the cows home. Now, the guru, the teacher of Janaka, he was called Ashwala. Ashwala was shocked. He stood up. Oh, Yajnavalkya, what are you doing? Yajnavalkya said, I am driving all these cows to my home. No, stop. First, you have to speak in the spiritual conference. You have to prove that you are the greatest spiritual person here. Only after proving, you can drive all these cows home. Now itself, how can you take it, man? You have asked me to give a lecture for 90 minutes. Even without giving lecture, if I ask for remuneration, will you give me? Never. First, you have to perform. You have to prove yourself. After proving yourself, you can claim the reward. How can you claim the reward without proving yourself? So, Ashwala objected, no Yajnavalkya, you should not do that. First, speak here. Prove that you are a spiritual scholar, not a mere spiritual scholar. Prove that you are the greatest spiritual scholar here. After proving, you can very well take this cows home. Now Yajnavalkya asked, what should I prove? You asked me, what should I answer? Ashwala asked, what do you know about God? This is the question. What do you know about God? Yajnavalkya replied, I know nothing about God. Yajnavalkya plainly replied, bluntly replied, I know nothing about God. He added, if somebody here knows God, if anybody assembled here knows God, I convey my heartful respects, namaskarams, obeisances to him. Anybody who knows God, I convey my respects to him. But I know nothing about God. Now Ashwala asked, when you know nothing about God, how can you take all these cows home? Yajnavalkya smiled and said, I want cows, let me take them home. I am not related to God. I know nothing about God, but I am in dire need of 1000 cows. You have assembled 1000 cows in the cow pen. Can you please permit me to take them? Doesn't this reply sound humorous? Is it? This is not a humorous reply, it is a humble reply. Because great souls are endowed with humility. They won't proclaim by their own statement that they know all. Yajnavalkya knows everything. He is literally the greatest scholar there. But he doesn't want to say that in his own statement. That's why he says, I know nothing about God. If anybody here knows God, I convey my namaskaram to them. I want cow, I will take them. So the hidden message is, it is not humor, it is humility. Rather than considering it as humor, we have to consider it as humility. Just to understand, I usually don't deviate from the topic, but just to understand, I will quote one example. Goddess Sita in Ashokavanam asks Hanuman, "Oh Hanuman, you promised me that you will bring Rama and Vanara army to this Sri Lanka within 1 month and rescue me from the clutches of Ravana. But Hanuman, I have got one doubt," says Sita. "What is that doubt?" asks Hanuman. Sita says, "You appear very powerful. You are very mighty." Hanuman, we all know how massive he is, how mighty he is. You can cross this ocean and come here. But how will the other members of your Vanara army come to Sri Lanka? This is the question raised by Sita. Can anybody say how Hanuman replied to this? What was the reply given by Hanuman? The question is, you are massive and mighty. You can reach Sri Lanka, you can cross the sea. How will the other Vanaras do this? Hanuman's answer is, Mattulyaha madvisishtascha santi sainye kapinam matta pratyavarah kaschit nasti sugriva sannidhau. Hanuman says, "Oh Sita Mata, there are many Vanaras, many monkeys in the army of Sugriva. Among them, do you know who is the weakest monkey? Myself." Hanuman says, "I am the weakest monkey in the army of Sugriva. If the weakest monkey can manage to come to Sri Lanka, then you can no doubt all the other people are mightier than me. Definitely they can come." Sita didn't believe this. "Oh Hanuman, will anybody believe if Hanuman says that I am the weakest person among the army? Will anybody believe?" Now Hanuman says, "I am the weakest. The evidence is, that's why I have been sent as messenger, Ramaduta. Because it is customary to send the weakest person who cannot fight as a messenger. Because if he is unfit to fight, you have to give him some duty. So you go as messenger." Not so. Actually, Hanuman is the most mightiest. I put double superlative here. He is the most mightiest, like Shakespeare's, the most unkindest cut off all in Julius Caesar. Like that, Hanuman is the most mightiest of all the Vanaras, no doubt. But see his humility, he says, "I am the weakest." This is the great attribute, great quality of great souls. Similarly, Yajnavalkya says, he knows everything about God. He is the great spiritual scholar. But he says, "I know nothing about God. So, I want some cows. Let me drive them home. Please leave me. I am taking leave," said Yajnavalkya. Ashwala said, No. Sages here will ask you some questions. You have to answer them. You have to prove yourself. Then you can take. Now Yajnavalkya said, "I am ready. Please proceed with your questions." Now, many sages are assembled there. That's why I requested you to virtually travel to Mithila, so that we can witness the happenings in the screen called our mind. In our mental screen, we can witness. Many sages are assembled there. Now, it is an open challenge. Any sage can get up and question Yajnavalkya. Now, Yajnavalkya is standing. He is stopped by Ashwala. You cannot drive those cows home now. It is open challenge. Now, any sage can ask question to Yajnavalkya. He is bound to answer. The first sage who stood up was called Arthabhaga. The sage called Arthabhaga stood up. All these things come in 5th chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. See how this Upanishad takes us beautifully into philosophy through a story. Now, Arthabhaga, the sage, he gets up. He puts forth his question to Yajnavalkya. "Oh Yajnavalkya, I ask you one question." This question is not for Yajnavalkya alone. It is open for you all. Anybody can answer the first question raised by Arthabhaga. Of course, indirectly, this first question leads to the answer for our first question. How to lead a happy life? We asked a question. This question's answer will answer that also. Now, Arthabhaga asks one question. First question, who accompanies a man after death? Open to all. Who or what accompanies a man after death? Yes, please. Yes, that is the answer. Who accompanies a man after death? Asks Arthabhaga. You know what Yagyavalkya did? He said, you have asked a very secret question. I can't answer this in public. Please come with me. Yagyavalkya took that Arthabhaga to a secluded place. And then Yagyavalkya tells him, Tauha yaduchatuh karma haiva taduchatuhu karma haiva tat prashansatuhu punyo vai punyena karmana bhavati papa papena iti. Yagyavalkya says, your relatives won't accompany you after death. Your money which you earn, it won't accompany you after death. Even this body with which we are all living, this body won't accompany after death. What accompanies you after death is your karma. Karma is our deeds and especially the effects of our deeds. That's what we say papam and punyam. If we commit some punyam, meritorious deeds, if we have done some meritorious deeds in our lives, their good effects will follow us and give us good benefits in afterlife or next birth or in the world beyond. So if we do punyam, if we do meritorious deeds, if we do virtuous deeds, those good benefits will follow us even after death. At the same time, if a person commits sins, if he commits some evil deeds, the bad effects will trouble him definitely in his afterlife or in his next birth. So, if you commit punyam, that good effect will follow you. If you commit papam, that bad effect will follow you. So, only your karma, whatever you do, that follows you even after death. Nothing else will follow. So, only that karma, what we have done during our life, that will follow that person even after death and give him positive or negative result accordingly. I would like to explain this with the help of a story. There was a man called X. The name of the man is X. He had got 4 friends. Friend A, friend B, friend C, friend D. Man's name is X. Now, his first friend, friend A, is his true well-wisher. This friend A, he is a true well-wisher and cares for this man X. Friend B, he is a very influential person. He can influence anybody and help. Friend C, he is a rich man, well-off person and rich man. Friend D, he is a handsome person who always accompanies the person X. So, the man's name is X. His friend A is a well-wisher, true well-wisher. Friend B, influential person who can help. Friend C, rich person. Friend D, handsome person who always accompanies this X. Now, how is the mindset of this man X? What he does is, he ignores friend A, the well-wisher. The true well-wisher is friend A, but X ignores him. What he does is, he often seeks the influential friend B whenever he needs help, because B is influential. So whenever this X needs help, that time he goes to that B seeking his help. Now he tries to attract this friend C, tries to get into the good books of C, so that rich C can give him wealth. C is rich. So to get some wealth from him, some money from him, he tries to attract him. Now regarding B, this man considers that he lives for this 4th friend B only. Because D looks good, D always accompanies him, X thinks that B will accompany him forever. Okay? So A is true well-wisher, but gets ignored by X. B is influential, so he is often sought after. C is rich, so this X wants to gain his attention, to attract him and get some money. Regarding B, he thinks that this B who is looking good, who accompanies me, he is going to accompany me forever. Now, time came for this man X. He had to depart from this mortal coil. At that time, the messengers of God of death, Yama, they are pulling his soul from this body. At that time, this X, he would call which friend? He would call which friend for help? because he thinks that D will always accompany him. He thinks that he is living for D. He called D, oh friend D, please come with me. These messengers of Yama are taking me, please come. D said, no, 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 no. Your life is over. You can go. Goodbye. I won't come with you. Now he resorted to friend C. Oh C, you helped me with lot of money. I also tried to attract you. Please come with me. But C said, I can give you money, but I can't give you my life. I can give you money, that's all. You get lost. Now he calls his friend B. Oh B, please come with me. You have helped me many times in distress. Please help me. Now this influential B said, I can influence other people, but I can't influence Yamadharmaraja. I can't influence the god of death. No, no, I can't help you. But this fellow X, he didn't call his friend A, but voluntarily A accompanied him. What is the moral of this story? Who is this man? Who are the friends? That X man is none other than we ourselves, Jivatma, individual soul, I, the soul. He is that number X. Now he has got 4 friends. That friend D refers to our body. Because this X thinks that D always accompanies me, D looks good for me. So he thinks that he is living for this friend D alone. We think like that only. We are living for this body. We should develop 6 packs. We should develop biceps. We should develop everything in this body. We are living for this body, friend D. But what happens when this soul has to depart? Will this body accompany us? No. This body says, you have to go. I won't come with you. So just think, he lives for this body all through his life. He thinks that he is living only to nourish this body. But when he goes, this body doesn't come with him. So friend D leaves him. Friend C refers to our money. Just like the rich person, this money is always rich. So this person tries to attract more money. He wants to earn more money in this life. But when he goes, he has to go empty-handed. He can't take that money with him. Money will say, no, no, I won't come with you. While you are alive, I can help you. But when you are gone, that's all. Friend B, it denotes our friends and relatives. They are influential. They can help us in many ways. If we are in distress during our lives, definitely our friends, relatives, they will help us. But can they save us from death? Or can they accompany us during death? No. So our body is friend D. We think we are living for this, but body deserts us during death. Friend C is money. He thinks that we have to earn a lot of money, but it deserts him during death. Friend D is friends and relatives. They do lot of help, no doubt, but during death, they can't accompany. But friend A, the true well-wisher, is our karma, our papam and punyam, whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not, our karma, whatever it is, karma travels. Karma travels all along. There is no doubt karma travels with us. Whatever karma that individual soul has performed, as you sow, so you reap. So whatever he has done, he has to undergo the effects in this birth or the next birth. So Yajnavalkya answered, Arthabhaga's question is, who accompanies a man after death? His papa punya karma, his deeds, they accompany. To just stress this point further, I would like to add one more story. How karma travels. There was a grocer in Chennai grocery market. There was a grocer. What he used to do was, he used to donate one lady's finger to a Vedic Pandit every day. A Vedic Pandit used to pass by that side. He was a grocer in Chennai Coimbatore market. He used to donate one lady's finger to that Vedic Pandit every day. Because of the merit earned by donating one lady's finger to a Vedic scholar every day, in the next birth, this Coimbatore Chennai grocer, he was born as a king. He became a wealthy king as a result of that punyam. From a scholar, the king came to know about his previous birth. The king realized that he had been a grocer in his previous birth. Just because he had donated one lady's finger per day to a Vedic scholar, he had become a king. Now, what will this king do? What did he do, you know? He summoned all his aides. Hey, bring all ladies' fingers from all markets to our palace. Summon all Vedic scholars who are all present in our kingdom. I am going to give many ladies' fingers to many Vedic scholars for many days. So, from that day onwards, people were unable to buy ladies' finger. Because all ladies' fingers in the market will go straight to palace. This king buys ladies' finger, many ladies' fingers. Summons many Vedic scholars. Gives many ladies' fingers to many Vedic scholars for many days. The king passed away. Next birth, the king was born as a grocer in Germany wholesale market. He was born as a grocer in Germany wholesale market. He met a scholar. That scholar reminded him of his previous couple of births. Initially, you were a grocer in Chennai market. You donated one lady's finger to one Vedic scholar every day. You became a king. Then after becoming a king, you donated many ladies' fingers to many Vedic scholars every day. Then you became a green grocer again in Germany market. This fellow asked, this logic doesn't suit me, doesn't convince me, because as per my logic, if a person donates one lady's finger to one Vedic scholar per day, he becomes a king. Then, if he donates many ladies' fingers to many Vedic scholars, he should have become an emperor, right? He should have become an emperor. How come I become again a grocer in Germany market? Why? Why? The scholar said, for the level of a grocer, donating one lady's finger per day is a very good donation. For his level, it is a very good donation. But when you become a king, you can definitely donate gold, diamonds, gems, many other things you could have donated. When your mind is still focused on lady's finger only, as you sow, so you reap. If you donate lady's finger, you will be born as a grocer only. If you donate gold and diamond, you can become an emperor. So what you sow, so you reap. You donated one lady's finger per day. For your level, it was a great donation. You attained punyam, so you became a king. But at the level of a king, you donated mere lady's fingers, so you had to step down to the level of a grocer. Now, this will make you remember that whatever we do, it comes back to us. If you donate gold, it will come back to you. If you donate lady's finger, only lady's finger will come back to you. So, we can't complain that I got only lady's finger, because that's what you have given. What you give to others, that comes back to you. You give brinjal, you will get brinjal. You give diamond, you will get diamond. So, the message conveyed by sage Yajnavalkya in this part is, the soul may leave the body may dissociate itself from the soul, but the effects of our karma, the effects of our deeds, they won't leave. At any cost they will. Please put W-I-L-L in capital letters. They will definitely give their results at any cost. They will follow. On hearing this answer, Arthabhaga was taken aback. He just sat back. Now, how this answers our first question we will see. What is our first question? How to lead a happy life? Now, hope you might have got the answer. How to lead a happy life means make others happy. Make the people around you happy. Do good to others. As you sow, so you reap. If you make others happy, automatically happiness will come to you. What we do to others comes back to us. You give brinjal, you get back brinjal. You give diamond, you get back diamond. If we think that the whole world shall be peaceful and prosperous, let everybody be happy, blissful, joyful. Let us do whatever possible. To our extent, let us do whatever possible, whatever way, let us help others. We should not do harm to others. If we do that, that karma will definitely come back to us. Usually we say, those who are well versed with Vedic religion may know this concept. if we encounter some troubles in life, immediately what will we say? Karma, my sins. So we are consciously or unconsciously aware that our past deeds determine our present lives. Right? We are all convinced that our past deeds determine our present life. Okay, then our future life is decided by our present deeds. If your past deeds can decide your present life, your present deeds are going to decide your future life. So if you wish to have a happy future, we have to do good to others in this present. Because when I was doing final year MBBS in Erode Medical College, in the government hospital in Erode, on the compound, they had written a statement in Tamil. I was very much captivated by that statement. The statement reads thus, Indri என்பது கையில் உள்ள வீணை. Those who know Tamil can understand this. But I was keen on translating this to English when I was doing MBBS. நேற்று என்பது உடைந்த பானை, நாளை என்பது மதில் மேல் பூனை, இன்று என்பது கையில் உள்ள வீணை. How to translate this to English? I wrote one translation. Yesterday is a broken pot. Tomorrow is may or may not. Today strike the rod that is hot. Yesterday is a broken pot. Tomorrow is may or may not. Today strike the rod that is hot. So today, from this moment, if we start making people around us happy, because human tendency is, if somebody lives better than us, we will start thinking, oh, he is better than me. He has got 5 cars. I have got only 2. He has got 6 bungalows. I have got only 2. Now, when we start thinking like that, that same thing will come back to us. Let's be happy and spread happiness to others around us. Happiness will automatically come back to us. That's the way to be happy. I will quote another practical example here. There was a farmer. This is a true story. There was a farmer. He saw a child caught in a pit. The child was struggling inside the pit. The farmer gave his hand and saved the child from the pit unharmed. That child was the son of a rich man. The next day, the rich man came to the poor farmer's house, and the rich man offered him a lot of money. The rich man said, "Oh farmer, you have saved my son. I can give you as much money possible." But the farmer politely refused. "No, I don't want money. Rather, can you please help my son in getting good education?" The farmer requested that rich man. The rich man accepted, and he admitted the farmer's son in the same school where the rich man's own son was studying. Thus, that farmer's son got admission into that school. He studied, he became a doctor, and he evolved into the famous Scottish physician, Dr. Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming is known for penicillin. The inventor of penicillin, Alexander Fleming, was the son of a farmer. He had helped a small rich boy from a pit. In return, that boy's father paid for his education, and with that money, he became the great Scottish physician, Alexander Fleming. Karma doesn't stop there. Karma continues. The rich man who sponsored for the studies of Alexander Fleming fell ill due to lung disease. Alexander Fleming treated him and cured him of that lung disease. And do you know who that rich man is? Randolph Churchill, the father of Sir Winston Churchill. So, if we do good to others, that comes back to us. Farmer did one good, that came back to his son. Now, that rich man did one good to that son, that came back to him in the form of a doctor treating his health. So, whatever we do, that comes back to us. So, how can we be happy? So, what is the way to be happy? Keep others happy. As far as possible, do good to others. And more importantly, we should not commit any harm to others. As you sow, so you reap. If we do harm to others, we have to suffer. If we do good to others and make others happy, we can be happy. So this answer is given by Yajnavalkya. Our karma alone accompany. So do good to others, keep others happy, you can be happy. Question number 1 over. Now coming to question number 2. Ushasta, the next stage, he gets up. Now Ushasta puts forth a question to Yajnavalkya. He asks, where is God? Another interesting question. Ushasta asks, where is God? Answers, open to all, everywhere. Now Yajnavalkya answers, where is God? He is right within you, said Yajnavalkya. Now Ushasta puts forth another tricky question. Okay, God is within me. There are many things within me. I have got this body. I have got my senses, including mind. I have got my vital breath. I have got the soul, Jivatma. We say, this Jivatma, among all these, which one is God? You say God is within me. I have got my body. I have got my senses. I have got my mind. I have got my soul. Which is God? Now Yajnavalkya replies, the one who dwells within you and makes you breathe is God. The one who makes your vital air function is God. Vital air means prana, we say. Once this prana is functioning, then we say that the person is alive. When prana is gone, it means he has got visa for another foreign nation. Okay, let it be. So this vital air has to function. The one who resides within you and makes this vital air function, makes you breathe, he is God. Yajnavalkya's reply is, Yaf pranena praniti sa atma. Yaf pranena praniti sa atma. God is not this body, not the mind, not the senses, not the individual soul. He is different from all these things. But it is that God who makes you breathe. Bhagavad Ramanuja, the great Indian philosopher, devotee, social reformer, and whatnot, Ramanuja gives excellent commentary to this passage, because these are all tricky passages in Upanishads. These are all pieces in Upanishads. Ramanuja explains this beautifully. Now, God is within you. He makes you breathe. This is the answer of Yajnavalkya. Now, Ramanuja explains this further. What he says is, when you are in deep sleep, does your body function? No. Our body won't function during deep sleep. Will your mind function? No. Will your senses function during deep sleep? No. Ramanuja adds, even this individual soul, Jivatma, doesn't function during deep sleep. Because Jivatma is Chetana. Ramanuja gives beautiful definition. Jivatma has cognizing ability. He is Chetana. He is able to know the things around him. But during sleep, he can't know. So, during sleep, body is inactive, but internal organs are functioning. That is different. Please leave it. Now, philosophically, during sleep, body is inactive. Organ systems are different. Please leave it. Body is inactive. Sense organs are inactive. Mind is inactive. Soul is inactive. Then how is this breath going on? Not only breath. Some people snore. They have some wild snore. Their life partners alone know that difficulty, because others won't know that. Because we doctors, during our studies itself, we have been taught one thing. We ask case history from patients. Do you have such and such problem? Do you have pain in your abdomen? Do you have headache? We ask all these things. One question alone we have to ask to the spouse of the patient. What is the question? Does he or she snore at night? That we can't ask him because he won't know. The other person alone knows. So they are snoring. When body is inactive, senses are inactive, mind is inactive, Jivatma soul is inactive, how is he breathing? Have you thought about it? Everything is inactive, but he is breathing during sleep. How is that breath going on? How is that vital air functioning? Now Ramanuja explains, Yaf pranena praniti sa atma. God dwells as the soul of the soul. He is the Paramatma. God dwells within us and makes us breathe during sleep. That in turn makes us realize that even while we are awake, it is not we who consciously breathe. It is God who makes us breathe. So, how much arrogance we have got? We say, I am powerful. I am a scholar. I am rich. I am intelligent. I am wealthy. We say all these things. Can we control our breath? No. Even our own breath is not under our control. It is under the control of God. So we have to realize that we are totally under the control of Lord. So the biggest enemy for us is the ego I. That is our second question. Now Yajnavalkya answers, though the question asked by that sage Ushasta is, where is God? Yajnavalkya says, within you. Then he asks, who is God? There are many things within me, who is God? Yajnavalkya says, the one who resides within you and makes you breathe. Even while sleeping, you are breathing. Similarly, while awake, you are breathing. That breath is not under your control. That is under the control of God. Yaf pranena pranitisa atma. It is under the control of God. He alone makes you breathe. When we start realizing this, automatically we will start developing humility. Our ego will start to vanish. Oh, even my breath is not under my control. I am saying I am rich, I am intelligent, I am a scholar. We say all these things. I am powerful, but even my breath is not under my control. Hold. Now another sage gets up. He asks a related question here. How to know that God? Where is God? Who is God? Okay. How to know that God? Yajnavalkya answers, Tasmat Brahmana Pandityam Nirvidya Balyena Tittaset Balyancha Pandityancha Nirvidya Athamunihi. Yajnavalkya says, first develop humility. If you want to know God, be humble, be pious, meditate on Him with devotion, surrender to Him, giving up the sense of I. Giving up the sense of I. We say ahankara, ego, arrogance. First leave it and surrender to God. When you surrender to Him, then you can get the blessings of God, then you can know about Him. So where is God? Within you. Who is God? The one who makes you breathe even when we are not conscious of it. Now how to know Him? Be humble, be pious, give up the sense of ego, I, and surrender to Him. That will make you realize God. This is the answer given by Yajnavalkya. Now coming to our second question. Now these two questions together constitute the answer for our second question. Who is our greatest enemy? How to win over him? Who is our enemy means I. Ahankaram, ego, arrogance is our greatest enemy. Till a person has got that ahankaram, he cannot survive either in this material world or in the spiritual world. I will tell you one example how this sense of I lands a person in trouble. Just a practical example. There was a sculptor. The sculptor, he had a peculiar talent. If he creates a statue, it will become an exact replica of the person. So much that you can't differentiate between the original person and the replica statue. He can make statues to such an extent that you can't differentiate between the actual person and the statue. With that much accuracy, he can design statues. Now this sculptor, he wanted to conquer death. Do you know what he did? The Yama, the god of death, Lord Yama, he was approaching the sculptor. The sculptor created 11 statues like him and stood amidst them. As he created 11 statues like him and stood amidst them, even Yama was confused. Oh my God, who is the true sculptor? What are the sculptures? I can't differentiate between the sculptor and the sculptures. Oh my God, on whom shall I cast my whip? On whom shall I cast my pasha whip? Yama was thinking. At that time, an idea flashed in the mind of god of death, Yama. What he did, you know? Oh sculptor, you think you are a great sculptor, you are trying to cheat me, but you have committed one error in your sculptures, he said. Yama said nothing else. Oh sculptor, you have committed one error in your sculptures so that I can identify you. Immediately the sculptor came forward. Oh Yama, how can you say that I committed an error? I put it under apostrophe marks. He asked, oh Yama, how dare you say, what a great sculptor I am, what a great sculptor I am, how can you say that I committed an error? Will I commit error anytime? I am always correct. I am the exceptional sculpture. I am the creator of exceptional sculptures. Yama said, I have got my person, please come. Yama took him. So this I, it will always land us in troubles. Whenever we get that feeling, they say, do you know who am I? Do you know who am I? This feeling of I often lands us in troubles. We have to realize that we are just instruments in the hands of God. For those who know Tamil, I would like to say one small example said by Shri Crazy Mohan. He used to say, we should be karuvi in the hands of God. Karuvi means instrument. We should be karuvi in the hands of God. We should not be garvi. Garvi means arrogant person. We should not be garvi. We should be karuvi, instrument. Garvi means arrogant. Karuvi means instrument. We should be karuvi, not garvi. So, whenever a person develops that feeling of I, definitely he is bound to land in trouble. So, the greatest enemy is I. Just think of it. Majority of problems, either in your house or in your office or even on the road, would have come because of that I only. Why problems come between husband and wife? Husband says, what I say is right. Wife says, what I say is right. Problem. On the road, one says, I only came in the right path, you came on the wrong side. That fellow says, no, I came in the right path only, you only came by the wrong side. So, this I, whenever we leave the sense of I and realize that we are just instruments in that, when our own breath is not under our control, what is the purpose of saying I? Our own breath is not under our control. What is the guarantee that we will wake up the next morning? We are going to sleep this night. Who gave us guarantee that we will wake up next morning? It's God who ensures that we breathe all through the night and continue to breathe the next morning. This was said by the great scholar Shri Parashara Bhattar. Parashara Bhattar is the son of Ramanuja's disciple Kuratalva. One king by name Veerasundara Brahmaraya. This Veerasundara Brahmaraya, he went to Parashara Bhattar. He asked him, what should I think about? What should I think of so that God will protect me always? This is the question. If God has to protect me always, what should I think about? Any answers? Huh? God. Any other answers? Huh? Then? Others. Huh? Question is, what should I think of if God has to protect me always? So you know what Parashara Bhattar said? Think of the beach, seashore. Think of the seashore. God will protect you. What is this, man? It's like your speech. No continuity. Nothing. When I think of seashore or beach, how will God save me? Parashara Bhattar said, not ordinary beach, Setu shore. On the southern side of our Bharata Desham, we have got Tirupullani near Ramanathapuram. From that point, Rama built the holy bridge called Setu. Even today, that Setu, by mere darshan, by mere vision, it destroys all our sins. Such a holy place, Setu. Parashara Bhattar asked that king Veerasundara Brahmarayan to meditate on that point. Veerashikamani Pallavarayan, rather. That king's name is Veerashikamani Pallavarayan. Parashara Bhattar asked that Veerashikamani Pallavarayan to meditate on the seashore in Setu shore, from where Rama built a Setu. Now, if I think of it, will God save me? Parashara Bhattar explained that logically. In Ramayanam, Rama went with the army of monkeys towards Lanka. They were all stranded at Tirupullani, thinking of a way to cross the sea. At that stage, the Vanaras, monkeys, they all went to Rama and Lakshmana. They said, "Oh Rama, Lakshmana, you have come a long way. Today you please take rest. Tonight you have a good sleep. We will provide security for you." Please observe this. Vanaras, monkeys told Rama Lakshmana, "You have some sound sleep. You take rest. We will provide good security for you." But you know what happened? All Vanaras, they fell asleep. But Rama and Lakshmana stayed awake all through the night and protected the entire army of Vanaras at the shore of Setu. Now, Vanaras thought that they are going to rescue Rama. But what happened? They fell asleep. It was Rama who provided security for them. Similarly, Parashara Bhattar told Veera Shikamani Pallavarayan that you are thinking that you should seek shelter from God to make him protect you. He is already protecting you. This is the answer of Parashara Bhattar. That's why he asked him to meditate on seashore. God is already protecting you. How? Every day we are sleeping. Who is protecting us during sleep? God alone is protecting. Did we ask him? No. Yet, unsolicited, yet he is protecting us during sleep. Now, the God who protects you during sleep, doesn't he know to protect you while you are awake? He knows it. It is enough if you realize that. Problem is we don't realize that. So realize that God is protecting you during sleep and he will definitely protecting you while you are awake also. Once you realize this, no problem for you. So think of that seashore. Rama and Lakshmana protected all the Vanaras who are sleeping. So please go, don't worry, surrender to God, said Parashara Bhattar. So we have to unconditionally surrender to him. What is our enemy? Ego, because ego stands as a barrier for our surrender to God. So that is our enemy. How to get rid of that ego? Again, we have to realize that God is great. Because on this earth we fight. I am greater. Another person says, I am greater. I am great or you are great. We are fighting. Neither of us are greater. God is greater than all of us. So he is greater than the greatest. Realizing that, shed off our ego and surrender to God. Once we surrender to him, then he will take care of everything. He can take care otherwise also, but we have to realize that he will take care. That change of mind is called Sharanagati or surrender. That we have to do. So our main enemy, internal enemy, is our ego. To get rid of that, we have to realize that God is great. It is he who makes us breathe. It is he who saves us at all times. So we have to surrender to him. So the second question is answered. There, Ushastan Kahola asked, where is God? Who is God? How to know him? God is within you. He only makes you breathe. And to know him, please give away your ego, be humble, pious, and surrender to him. That is the answer there. For our question, our ego is our main enemy. Cast off that ego, surrender to God. That will be the best way to conquer our biggest enemy called ego. To enable you to keep this in mind, I will narrate you one more short story. One man, he was sitting by a platform and saying that I am encountering troubles in life. I am having lot of sufferings in life. Can anybody show me a way? Can anybody show me a way? That man was saying so. One person passed by. He asked him, what are you blabbering? He said, no, I am encountering lot of difficulties in my life. I am having lot of troubles. Can you show me some way? That man told him, always chant Soham. Your troubles will vanish. You say Soham, your troubles will vanish. This fellow asked, already I am affected with Shokam only. Shokam means already misery. You asked me to say Soham. He said, that is not that Shokam. This is Soham. Saha Aham. Saha means God. Aham means I. Soham means I am God. You say I am God, I am God, I am God. Your troubles will vanish. This fellow started to say Soham, Soham, Soham. I am God, I am God, I am God, I am God. But troubles started increasing. Another devotee passed by the side. He asked him, oh man, what are you chanting? I am chanting Soham, I am God. Oh my God, how can you become God? No. Please add the letter Da before that. Please add Da before Soham. What does it become? Dasoham, dasahaham, I am servant of God. Chant Dasoham, I am servant of God. You chant this. Leave that ego that I am God. That is ego. Leave it. Dasoham, I am the servant of God. You say so, your troubles will vanish. 50% troubles went off, but still he couldn't attain mental peace. The first person who asked him to say Soham, he again came there. He asked him, what are you chanting, man? Dasoham. No, no. Why should you be servant of someone else? You are God always. You add Sa before Dasoham. You add Sa before Dasoham. What does it become? Sada Soham. Sada means always. Sada Soham. Always I am God. You say. Sada Soham. Sada Soham. Always I am God. You say. This fellow started chanting Sada Soham, Sada Soham, Sada Soham, always God. Again trouble started increasing. The devotee came by that side again. He asked him, what are you chanting? Sada Soham. Oh my God, you should not say so. Add one Da before that. What will it become? Add Da before Sada Soham. Dasa Dasoham. I am Dasa of Dasa. I am servant of the servants of Lord. I am the devotee of devotees. Adiyarku adiyar. Bhritya bhritya parijaraka bhritya bhritya bhrityasya bhritya iti mam smara lokanatha. அடியார்ந்த வையமுண்டு ஆளிலை அன்ன வசம் செய்யும் படியாதுவில் குழவிப்படி எந்தை பிரான் தனக்கு அடியார் அடியார்தம் அடியார் அடியார் தமக்கடியார். Once we become the devotee of the devotee, that humility alone will give you mental peace and true happiness, true bliss. This person also attained after chanting Dasa Dasoham. So Sadasoham or Soham will give you ego. Dasoham will try to suppress that ego. Dasa Dasoham is the essential nature of each and every individual soul. Once we become servant of the servants of Lord, then automatically this ego will vanish. That ego is the greatest enemy for everybody because that lands us in troubles. So the second question is also answered. Exactly 5:30 now. So 60 minutes, 2 questions answered. Now the last 30 minutes, we will go to the third question and then overall to question answer session. The third question, we are going to see the answer now. The third question was raised by Gargi. She is a female. In those days, ladies also had lot of spiritual wisdom. Gargi gets up. She asked Yajnavalkya, on what is this universe woven as warp and woof? Have you heard of warp and woof? In Sanskrit, they say Otam Krotam. In Tamil, they say Pavu Udu. No, we haven't heard all this. The textile fibers, take a cloth, the textile fibers are woven vertically and horizontally. The vertical and horizontal weaving of textile fibers is called warp and woof. Sanskrit Otam Krotam, Tamil Pavu Udu. The question raised by this lady Gargi is, on what is this universe woven as warp and woof? What she means is, there is some base, some substrate for this universe. On that substrate, this universe is woven as warp and woof. What is that substrate? Yajnavalkya replied, none other than God. Etasyava aksharasya prashatane gargi surya chandramasau vidhritau tittataha. God is the base substrate. On God, this universe is woven as warp and woof. Externally, you can see the warp and woof, but you cannot see the substrate which is there internally. To put it simple, take the case of a string of beads. In a string of beads, the beads are held together by a string. The beads are visible to you. Is the string visible? Even take the case of this garland. All these flowers are connected by a thread. Is that thread visible to you? Flowers are visible, but the thread that connects is not visible to you. Similarly, the entire universe is like, with its multifold forms, is like many beads. All those beads are strung together in a single rope, single string called God. Is that string visible? No. Is God visible? No. But without that string called God, these beads cannot exist together. This universe cannot exist together. So you cannot see the string. Because of that, you cannot say that there is no string. String is not visible to your eyes. But without that string, these beads cannot come together. Without this thread, all these flowers cannot come together. Though that thread is not visible to our eyes, without that thread, this cannot exist. So we should not say that there is no thread. Just because we are unable to see that, can we say that there is no thread, there is no string? No, it exists, but it is beyond our reach. That's what Yajnavalkya says. Adritam Drashtu. Oh Gargi, the entire world is wound around God as warp and woof. Adritam, you cannot see God. Drashtu, but He sees all of you. We cannot see God, but God is seeing all of us. Ashrutam Shrotru, we are unable to hear Him, but He is hearing all of us. Amatam Mantru, we can't even think of Him, but He is thinking about all of us. Avijñātam Vijñātru, we cannot understand Him, but He has understood all of us very well. So we can't see Him, He is seeing all of us. We can't hear Him, He is hearing all of us. We can't think of Him, He can think all of us. We can't understand Him, He has understood all of us. Adrishtam Drashtu, Ashrutam Shrotru, Amatam Mantru, Avijñātam Vijñātru. God is inside everything. Now, as another additional question, now the sage Uddalaka gets up. This is the most important question in the tradition of Bhagavad Ramanuja. Now, Uddalaka gets up, the sage. This Uddalaka of Yajnavalkya. Now, so far we have seen many questions. This is the most important question asked by Uddalaka. Uddalaka asks, Vethanutvam tam antaryaminam ya imam lokam paranchalokam sarvanicha bhutani yontaro yamayati. O Yajnavalkya, did you know who resides inside everybody and everything and controls all? Do you know who resides inside everybody and everything and controls all? Yajnavalkya says, yes, I know. Yeshata Atma Antaryami Amritaha. The God, Sriman Narayana, Paramatma, Bhagavan, He is called Amritaha, the insatiable elixir. In the Divya called Kumbhakonam, my place, God is called Aravamudalvan. He is the insatiable elixir. How many times you can enjoy the bliss of His beauty? You won't get satisfied. You will long for more and more experience of His beauty, His handsomeness. So He is Aparyaptamritam, Aravamudam. That God is the internal controller of everything, says Yajnavalkya. Now, he explains the previous answer in a better manner. He already said the world is woven as warp and woof around God. He has told that. We also saw that example of string of beads or a garland. Now, Yajnavalkya explains this further. How means God is within this earth. God is different from this earth. This earth doesn't know God. Earth is the body of God. Without God, earth cannot function. That God is present within earth. Then, Yog Sutishtan, God is within water. He controls water. He is different from water. Water is His body. Water doesn't know Him, but without Him, water cannot function. Yo Agnav Tishtan, God is within fire. Fire is His body. He controls fire. He is different from fire. Fire doesn't know Him, but without Him, fire cannot function. He is God. Yo Antarikshe Tishtan, God is in space. Space is His body. God is different from space. Space doesn't know Him, but without God, space cannot exist. He is God. Yo Vayu Tishtan, He is within air. Air is His body. God is different from air. Air doesn't know God, but without Him, air cannot function. He is God. Yasya Dyauhu Shariram, Yasya Aditya Shariram, Yasya Disha Shariram, Yasya Chandra Tarakam Shariram, Yasya Akashaha Shariram, Yasya Tamas Shariram, Yasya Tejas Shariram, Yasya Vak Shariram, Yasya Chakshush Shariram, Yasya Shrotram Shariram, Yasya Manas Shariram. Finally says Yajnavalkya, Yasya Atma Shariram. This is called Ghataka Shruti. Ya Atmani Tittan, Atmanantaraha, Yam Atmana Veda, Yasya Atma Shariram, Ya Atmanam Antaro Yamayati, Yeshata Atma Antaryami Amritaha. Yajnavalkya says, this individual soul, we say we are all Jivatmas. God dwells within this Jivatma. Atmani Tittan. Like the soul existing within this body, God has this Jivatma, soul itself has this body and dwells within that soul. So this constitutes a triad. Physical body, individual soul, super soul God within that individual soul. Body, soul, God. Soul within the body, God within the soul. So, ya Atmani Tittan, Atmano Antaraha, God is different from this Jivatma. Then, Yaha Atmanam Antaro Yamayati, he controls this Jivatma from within. Yam Atmana Veda, Jivatma doesn't know him. Yasya Atma Shariram, Jivatma is the body of God. Yeshata Atma Antaryami Amritaha. O Uddalaka, that God is the Antaryami, indwelling controller for you also. Now Yajnavalkya has clarified the third thing, in what way we are connected to this universe. In what way we are connected to the people around us. In what way we are connected to God. Yajnavalkya has no answer. The answer is, we are all body of God. We are all like beads. We are all like flowers. We are all strung together by the invisible thread called God. So you are seated here. There is one person near you. You think that we are totally dissociated from that person. No. Invisible thread called God is connecting all of us. You think that I am sitting here, you are sitting there, but the invisible thread called God, he is connecting all of us. So we all constitute a single unit. We think that we are all different from each other. We are all distinct from each other. Of course, the beads in a string have some distinctly different features, but the entire string of beads constitutes a single unit, right? The entire string of beads is a single unit. Similarly, all the sentient souls and the insentient matter, along with the God who is the supporter, they constitute a single unit. So we are all a single unit only. We appear to be distinctly different from each other, but actually we form a single unit. So we have got that close relationship with God. God is within us. So in this context, we can even go to the extent of saying, I am God. No, you only said, you should not say I am God. Yes, in one sense, you can say I am God. How means? I will tell you an example. I asked my friend to bring some water. He brought a container full of water. I asked him, what did you bring? He said, I have brought you water. You tell me whether he brought container or water. Did he bring container or water? What was he carrying in his hand? Container. But what does he say? I have brought you water. We say, right, he brings container, but he says, I have brought you water. Why? The container which contains water can be called water itself. The container which contains water can be called water itself. Jivatma is the container, Paramatma is the water within. The container which has water can be called water itself. Jivatma which contains Paramatma inside can be called Paramatma itself. But for that matter, are container and water one and the same? Container is different, water is different, Jivatma is different, Paramatma is different, but water is inside the container, so container is called water. Paramatma is inside Jivatma, so Jivatma can be called Paramatma. Still they are different from each other. At the same time, the same Paramatma dwells within everybody. Whoever we say, the same God, same Paramatma, that person may accept it, he may be an atheist, he may belong to different philosophy, we are least bothered about that. But we have realized that the same Paramatma dwells within everybody. So this we have to understand. For peaceful coexistence, we have to know the relationship of ours with our neighbors, with our friends, with our surroundings, with God. So, in what way we are related to each other? We are all body of God. This universe is also body of God. We are all a single unit, like a single garland. This has many flowers. These flowers have got many colors. Yet, all these flowers are joined by a single thread and it comes as a single unit. Similarly, Jivatmas, they have different karmas, different tastes, they have different kinds of bodies. No problem. But the single thread called Paramatma, Bhagavan, he has connected all those Jivatmas. The thread or string, it won't be visible. That doesn't mean that it is not existing, because without the thread or string, this beads or this flowers, they can't exist. So, we are all part of the body of God. Now, another question arises. If you say we are all part of the body of God, who constitutes head? Who constitutes hand? Who will become his leg? Now, Ramanuja gives a superb definition here. Now, we are reaching the concluding part of this speech. So, we have already answered two questions. First one is, how to lead a happy life means, make others happy, it will come back to you as per karma. Who is your greatest enemy means, our ego, sense of I is the enemy, surrender to God, realize the greatness of God and surrender to Him. That surrender alone will save us from the enemy called ego. Now, this is the third point, important point. Now, we are all part of body of God, we say. Who is head? Who is leg? Now, Ramanuja says, when we say the universe and souls are body of God, we need not consider that one person constitutes head, one person constitutes feet, not like that. Because all bodies need not have head, hands, legs and other organs. Ramanuja gives a scientific definition for the term Shariram or body. In his Shri Bhashyam, Ramanuja defines what is a body. Body is an object supported by a sentient being, controlled by a sentient being, inseparable from that sentient being, and works only to add glory to that sentient being. Body is an object. You see, this definition holds good for our body. Supported by a sentient being. We have got knowledge. Vedas say that we have got knowledge. Let us cross-check whether we have it or not. So, we are a sentient being. This body, this is supported by a sentient being, controlled by this sentient being. It is inseparable till the end of this life from this sentient being, works only to add glory to this soul, the sentient being. Similarly, the soul, it is supported by God, controlled by God, inseparable from God, and works only to add glory to God. So, soul is body of God. This universe, supported by God, controlled by God, inseparable from God, works only to add glory to God. So, the universe is body of God. So, need not look for head or hands or legs or tail. So, these are all supported, controlled, inseparable from, and working only to add glory to God. So, everything is body of God. We have to realize that. So, can we have ego with another person? He is also body of God. I am also body of God. Why should I develop ego with him? Why should we develop jealousy? Why should we be jealous of another person? He is also body of God. I am also body of God. We all belong to the same unit. Once we start realizing that we all constitute a same unit like a garland, if another person leads a good life, we will be happy. If one flower smells with good fragrance, the entire garland is happy, right? If a bead shines, the entire string is happy, right? So if one person lives happily, we should also become happy, because we are all belonging to the same unit only. God is the invisible string connecting all of us. Not only us, land, sea, sky, air, space, everything is invisibly connected by God. That's why if you hit one point, another point will feel the pain. If you construct more houses on the land, the sea will rise in the form of tsunami. Because if you hit here, that will feel the pain. Because this is also body of God, that is also body of God. If we go on doing deforestation, cutting down trees, sky won't give rain. Because if you hit here, sky will also feel pain. Because they are all interconnected. They are all body of God. So, when we start loving everyone, if we start showering love on all people, universal love, that love will definitely come back to us. Because whenever one thing is directed towards one part of the body, all the other parts also feel that. Let me tell you one practical example. If you strike this area, you have got ulnar nerve here. If you strike this ulnar nerve, you will feel a shock-like feeling till the end of your little finger. You stuck here only. Why should little finger feel that shock? Because they are constitute the same body, they are interconnected. Take another example. If your left hand is injured, will left hand alone feel for it? No. Your eyes will shed tears. Your nose will get blocked due to tears. Your organ of speech will say, oh, it is paining. Your right hand will apply medicine. Your heart, it will feel the pain. Your legs will go to the hospital. Injury is for left hand only. But your eyes shed tears. Nose gets blocked. Your tongue, it exclaims, oh, I have got pain. Your heart feels the pain. Right hand applies medicine. Leg goes to doctor. Why? They are all same unit. If you hit one point, another point will feel the pain. Similarly, if you show love to one point, another point will also get the love. Just imagine, this is only example, don't take it in utter scientific manner. Our mouth alone consumes diet. Our mouth alone consumes diet. But nutrition, it reaches every cell of our body. So, within our circle, whatever possible, if we start showing love, universal love, that universal love will just spread and go to the entire universe and come back to you as universal love, and the whole universe will start loving you. If we start showing love to people around us, that love will multiply, go to many other people and come back to you. So this answer teaches us 4 important things. The point number 1 is, we are all attributes, body of the same God. What is the use of discriminating people based on their race or language or color or creed or whatever? Tall or short, black or white, all are based on body only. Can you say soul is black or white? Can you say soul is tall or short? Can you say soul belongs to such and such creed? Never. So all souls are made of knowledge. They are full of bliss. They are in micro form or subtle form. They constitute body of God. They are servants of God. This spiritual identity is the same for all souls. Souls may be quantitatively many in number, but qualitatively all souls are same. If we start looking at another person as a soul, just go beyond the body. Don't restrict within the body. Just look at the other person as a soul. Then, how we see ourselves, in the same way, we will start seeing the other person also. Because we are also a soul. He is also a soul. Is there any difference in the quality of these two souls? Nothing. So, we will start loving others as we would love ourselves. Second point, is there any room for hatred in this case? Is there any room for jealousy? We are all beads in the same string. We are all many beads, but connected by same string. So we are all seated here. We are indirectly or invisibly connected by the invisible string called Bhagavan, Paramatma. Then why should we be jealous of another person? So, Gunadikat Mudam Lipset. If a person lives happily, we should also be happy. Anukrosam Gunadamat. If a person suffers, we should show compassion. Maitrin Samanat Anviche. If a person is of the same level with us, we can be friend with him. So there is no use in showing hatred or having jealousy on another person, because we all belong to the same unit. If we hate another person, it means we are hating ourselves. Point number 3. If another person lives happily, we should become happy on seeing it. If another person suffers, we should suffer and feel the pain for him. Because if one part of the body feels the pain, other parts all rush to its aid, right? If one person has some pain or some suffering, Should we not go to help him? Definitely. This is point number 3. Final point, point number 4. If we realize this, we will stop blaming others. Human tendency is to blame others whenever some problem occurs. Whenever something doesn't work out, we will forget what the mistake is done by us. We will start accusing another person. But if we develop this spiritual maturity, we will stop accusing others, rather focus on my part, what error was committed. We have to look into that. On my part, what is the error? So, we have to mend our part. In my part, such and such error has happened. Let me mend me. Let me correct myself. If we develop this stage. So, 4 things we have seen. We are all attributes of same God, so no need of bodily differentiation. We are all souls. 2, there is no room for jealousy or hatred. 3, if another person is happy, we can be happy. If another person suffers, we should show compassion. Number 4, we should not blame others for our mistakes because we are all constituting the same unit only. So let us focus on ourselves and correct ourselves. When we reach this state of mind, when we become happy in this state of mind, on seeing us, others will become happy. When you face some sorrow with this state of mind, for you, the entire universe will shed tears for you. Because we see all people similar to us. We don't discriminate. We show love to all of them. In that state, if we have some suffering, we need not worry for that. The whole world will worry for us. If we attain some happiness, the whole world will be happy on seeing us. So what we should develop is, God is the invisible string connecting all of us. We are all body of God. We are all interconnected. We are all individual souls. All individual souls are qualitatively similar. No room for jealousy, no room for discrimination, no room for hatred. If we start developing these things, I would finish with one Krishna Leela. Krishna stole butter from a house, Lord Krishna. That cowherd girl, Gopika, she took a stick and beat Krishna firmly on his back. But that beating, it didn't cause pain to Lord Krishna. But all the 14 girls felt that pain when Krishna was attacked. Krishna didn't feel the pain. Starting from an ant till Brahma, everybody felt that pain when Krishna was attacked. Why? Because the entire universe is the body of Lord Krishna. When he is attacked, his whole body will feel that pain. If we realize that we are also a part of that whole unit, when somebody beats us, the whole universe will feel pain for us and whole universe will come to our rescue. When we attain some happiness, the whole universe will rejoice saying that he is part of this unit and he is happy. That happiness will spread to the whole universe. So the ultimate message is, we have to realize that the same God dwells within all of us. The same God connects all of us. That is the connection between ourselves, our environment, other people and God. We are the body of God. That is the relationship between him and us. We are connected with others through the invisible string called God. So others are also equal to us. We are connected with this universe because the same string called God is connecting all of us. When we develop this mentality, our thinking will get widened. We won't have narrow-minded thinking. We will become broad-minded. We will start showing universal love. We will shun all negativities and discrimination. Now, we will gradually start loving Lord Krishna, who is within everybody. Krishna is living within everybody. Within the soul, he is the super soul. When we start loving Krishna, who is within everybody, just think of it, how much universal love will blossom. Now, by this time, we have got the answers for those 3 questions exactly at 6 p.m. The first question is, how to lead a happy life? Make others happy, because we are all belonging to the same unit. If you make other person happy, it is not that you are helping another person. Actually, we are all same unit only. We are doing good to ourselves only. So if you make other person happy, we are all same unit, so that happiness comes back to us. Question number 2, what is our enemy? Our ego, because ego makes us think that I am independent from this unit. When I just leave that ego and surrender, we realize that we are part of this unit. So that is the enemy. Surrendering to the Lord takes away that ego, that sense that I am independent of this. No. I am a part of this whole. Finally, the third question, what is our connection with our environment? How are we related with our neighbors? How are we related with our God? All are body of God. That's why, yasya atma shariram, yasya prithvi shariram, yasya tejas shariram, yasya tamas shariram, yasya akasha shariram, yasya prithvi shariram, everything is the body of God. So if everything is the body of God, we are also body of God, everybody is similar to us. So we can automatically start universal love, loving everybody, helping everybody, and when we reach that kind of a mental state, our joy will spread to the entire universe. When you are happy, the entire universe will feel happy. When you encounter some trouble, the entire universe will feel for you. You need not shed tears. When Krishna is hit, Krishna doesn't feel the pain. Universe feel the pain. When the body of Krishna gets hit, the entire universe will feel the pain. If we realize that we are also body of Krishna, for us, the entire world will shed tears. We need not shed tears. We can lead a very, very happy life. This way was shown by sage Yajnavalkya in this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. This part, especially the third question, Antaryami Brahmanam, Uddalaka and Yajnavalkya conversation is called Antaryami Brahmanam. Based on this argument, Yajnavalkya wins and then takes all those 1,000 cows and 2,000 rings on their horns home. So we have also taken some messages home. Yajnavalkya takes cows with horns home. We have taken some messages home. Over to you for the Q&A session. Then we can continue.
Thank you very much, Swami, for such an interesting stories, lot of stories, and illuminating lecture. It was really thought-provoking for us. Thank you so much, Swami.
Thank you.
Let us all spread the universe and love.
உண்மை கலந்தும் எமக்குள் கலந்தும் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த ஜீவ பரமாத்மா கடவுளை நாம் நேசித்து அன்பை எல்லோருக்கும் பகிர்ந்து நாம் பிரான் பெருவாழ்வு பிரபுகள் என்ற சாராம்சத்தை நீங்கள் வாயிலாக அறிந்து நானும் இதை பணியாக மேற்கொள்கிறீர்கள் என்பதை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு எனது அதே சார்பாக அவரை கௌரவித்திருக்கின்றோம்.
மகிழ்ச்சி மகிழ்ச்சி. நன்றி நன்றி நன்றி.
Now the floor is open for Q&A. So those who are interested to ask questions, please raise your hands. Our volunteers are here. They'll be passing on the microphones.
Sir.
First question,
Okay.
First question which we answered on how to be happy. From Krishna, where he advised the Pandavas to go to tree, is definitely causing harm to the Kauravas. Now, how the karma of Pandavas behave from this on?
Okay, your question is Arjuna actually harmed Kauravas. How will it will bring him happiness? The thing is, regarding Arjuna is a warrior. He is a warrior who has to fight for dharma, fight for the nation, fight for civilian people. Now consider this case. Arjuna retreats from the fight. Duryodhana, who is an evil person, wins over. And how much trouble will the civilian people have under Duryodhana's rule? No. So, in the name of, even if you consider it harm, in the name of harming Duryodhana, Arjuna brought happiness to millions of civilian people by saving them from his demonic rule. This is point number one. So, happiness there is given to many people. One. Another thing, this is Karma Yoga. Lord Krishna says, hurting another person with the intention of hurting is different. But hurting another person as a part of your duty is different. There is a judge in a court. He wants to give some punishment to a culprit. He will say, oh, if I punish him, he will encounter a lot of sorrow. No, I will retreat from my judgment. Can a judge say so? So that is Karma Yoga, that is different. Harming others means the intention to harm. Fighting for justice is here harming or troubling another person is not the motive. Victory of dharma is the motive. So Krishna says every action has two parts, knowledge part and working part. Can you think of it? Every action has got knowledge part and working part. The execution is working part. The manner with which you execute, the mindset with which you execute, it is the knowledge part. Krishna says that more than the working part, knowledge part of the action is more important. One fellow he was serving a great sage by waving fan for him. But he was thinking in his mind, this old man is seated here, he will be seated for more time, I will have to wave fan for him. Oh my God, what a plague this is. Saying this, he was waving fan. Is there any merit for this? So, more than the action, the mindset with which you do is more important. Arjuna didn't have the intention of harming. So, if we think good for others, good will come to you.
You talked about the importance of using our eyes and increasing our ego. How do spiritual practices help us in creating that? Take us to
Yes. Considering time, I will give you one simple example. Spiritual practices make us realize two things. How far God is great. How far we have lot of defects. The great Acharya Shri Parashara Bhatta, he used to say one time, one fellow, he just criticized Parashara Bhatta like anything. He just scolded him in public. He cursed him even. Parashara Bhatta was smiling. His disciples asked, oh, this fellow is hurting you, he is cursing you, he is scolding you, but you didn't respond. Parashara Bhatta said, every day, spiritual practices make us do two things. Realize our defects. Realize God's greatness. Today, I enjoyed in the experience of enjoying the God's attributes and greatness more. More that I forgot to think about my defects. This fellow made me a great help by making me think about my defect. I have to do it every day. This fellow has done it. So the ultimate thing is, by spiritual practice, we slowly realize that we are in such a low level. God is that much higher. So we seek that higher power to take us higher. That's why he often comes down. He condescends to descend in order to make us ascend. So he is above, we are below. Both things, if we realize simultaneously, then ego will be gone. We realize our true spiritual identity of being the eternal servant of God. Thank you.
My question is, we have always shown up for life.
Yes.
When we get a life, as a human conscious, we always another way, okay, I get lost. But what if I have to see a life for a good of somebody's well-being?
Shastras have said, but I have to be careful while quoting this. But since you have asked, I will tell you this thing. Shastras say you can tell lies on 5 occasions. Strishu Narma, when husband and wife are speaking with each other secretly, they can say white lies. Oh, you are handsome, you are beautiful. There are white lies. That is allowed. 1. Vivahecha, if you want a good thing to get accomplished, for that you can definitely say a lie. Because if some relative, he has breathed his last, if we hear that news, we will get some pollution theatre. In that case, we can hide that news and ensure that the good things happen well. That's no problem. 3rd, vrityarthe, when you are about to lose your entire property and become bankrupt, there you can say a lie and escape from that. 4, prana sankate, when you are about to lose your life, to save your life, you can say a lie. 5th one, go brahmanarthe himsayam. If somebody tries to harm another organism or another living being, to save that, you can say a lie. So in these cases, lies are admitted. Yet, great souls try to avoid lies even on these occasions. There was a sage. A hunter was chasing a cow. The cow sought asylum in the hermit of the sage. The sage was sitting. That hunter came. He asked the sage, "O sage, did the cow come here? Did you see?" The sage could have very well said that, "No, I didn't see. Lie is not a problem." But do you know what the sage said? He said, "The one who sees cannot speak. The one who speaks cannot see." The thief was confused, hunter was confused, and he went away. But his answer is superb answer. One who saw cannot speak. One who speaks cannot see. What he means is, eyes only see, but eyes can't speak. Our tongue speaks, but it can't see. Your question is, did you see cow? I saw, it cannot speak. My mouth can speak, but it didn't speak. That's the answer. So somehow they want to avoid lies. Extreme cases accepted. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam. This is in Manusmriti. We have to speak the truth. We have to speak truth which is good for all. Just because one thing is good, we should not speak lie also. Just because one is true, we should not speak one thing which is not good also. That is Manusmriti. Namaskaram. Thank you.
Ladies, example, very nicely said about the karma continuity. That was very nice. I wanted to ask if you could see the emperor's example, go back to Kanada. If you don't want to have an e-birth, then what is, how do you
then realize, then reflect over the answers for the question number 2 and question number 3 and surrender to God. You will get no rebirth. Thank you.
The second point that you mentioned in the voice transfer.
Okay.
Who is your greatest feeling? So Ahikara, this automatically goes away when the Shri becomes us. On a serious note, from a spiritual perspective, how are we supposed to lead children, the teenage children, especially being in a form of very challenges?
Okay. What I understand is you want to know some tips for teaching spirituality to children. Please teach them one practical spirituality from Chandogya Upanishad. Our problem is we separate spirituality from our daily life and separate daily life from spirituality. Chandogya Upanishad says, Aitadatmyam idam sarvam tat satyam sa atma. Aitadatmyam, atmyam means body. The entire universe is the body of God. Tat satyam sa atma. God is the soul of this universe. So when you see this universe, you should not see this world as a mere material world. It is the body of God. When you think of God, we should not think him as an external force. We should think that though he is also externally existing, but God has got the entire universe as his body, entire universe as his property, as his attribute. And he is so great. So when we associated God with this universe, we can execute all our daily duties as devotion to God. That is called Karma Yoga. If you are a doctor, you can very well practice as a doctor, but within the limits of Dharma, considering your duty itself as a form of worship to God and offering whatever benefit you get to God, if you do it as Krishnarpanam, that is also puja to God. This is not said by me. 1000 years ago, Bhagavad Ramanuja says, Tadevam laukikani sharira dharanarthani Vaidikani nitya naimitikani cha karmani madarpanam kurvan. Even if you are engaged in a material job, don't worry. Please do it as per dharma. Please do it as with the sense that I am worshipping God through this duty. Swakarmana tamabhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. By worshipping God, by virtue of his duty itself, he can attain God. So while seeing this universe, we seeing our laukika job, we should see that even studies, we should see that as a form of worship of God. So spirituality comes into material life. While looking at God, we should think that, oh, this entire creation, this beautiful Germany, the Alps, Switzerland, this beautiful Europe, everything is the creation of God. Then how great he is. Now, associate world with God. You can relate how great he is. Associated God with world, spirituality will come to your daily life. This you can teach to your children. Okay. Namaskar.
My question was if karma and punya decide about our future life, how was our first life decided?
The first point is untraceable. She has asked an excellent question. So, my claps for you. The beginning point is untraceable. Our acharyas have done a lot of research on this area. The thing is, take a circle. What is the beginning point for the circle? What is the starting point of a circle? Circle will have some starting point, but can you find it? No. Similarly, birth, death, birth, death, birth, death, this is a cycle. You cannot trace one particular starting point. From this point, karma started. So, our acharyas say that karma is anadi, without a beginning, because jivatmas are existing eternally. This is said in Gita, Natvevaham jatunasam, Natvam neme janadhipaha, Nachayivana bhavishyamaha, Sarve vayam atahparam. So all jivatmas have been existing from time immemorial. So we have to understand that karma has been also existing from time immemorial. It is untraceable point. So our Acharya says, rather than wasting our time in tracing the beginning point, we can go towards tracing the end point. That we can do. When we surrender to God, we can put an end point into karma. When you go to Vaikuntha, all these doubts will become automatically cleared.
A big round of applause.
Yes, yes, excellent question. Yes, please. Can you be a bit louder, please?
Whenever there is depression or anger,
Depression or anger?
a moment, how do you know right or what to do?
When you encounter some anger or depression, how can we decide what to do? That's your question, right? Okay. Whenever you are in anger or depression or even ecstasy, please don't take any decision. That's the answer. Whenever you are angry, you should not take any decision. Whenever you are depressed, you should not take any decision. More importantly, when you are ecstatic, feeling elated, please don't take any decision. They are all hasty decisions. So please wait for that to go away, because easily, the two in your age, mood swings are very common. So it is, in one way it is good. So your anger, depression, frustration, all will go immediately. They are all momentary only. So just wait. Krishna says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya, shitoshna sukha dukkadaha, agama payanaha anityan tan titikshasva bharata. Please endure them. Other than endurance, there is no other go. If you have some bout of depression, please accept it and come over. Please don't get depressed that you have got depression. One depression is okay, but you should not develop concentric depressions or cyclic depressions. Oh, I have got depression. That itself is another depression. Depression will come to anybody. Anybody will have it. So just endure that. Just bear with that. It will go away, no doubt. And then take your decision.
Namaskar. Among all the dharmas we have to obey, we work as parent, as son and mother. Among all these, the one concern we or I as a son always feel that I'm not doing enough for my mother. How to treat this in the current situation?
Okay. I will tell you what Krishna said. Even Lord Krishna cannot do enough for his mother. In Srimad Bhagavata Puranam, Lord Krishna says, after rescuing Devaki and Vasudeva from the jail of Kamsa, Lord Krishna tells them, Na tayoryati nirvesham pitror martyas shatayushaha. Even if a son works for 100 years and serves his parents, he cannot do equal service to his parents to what they did to us. So, even there is a Tamil song itself, ஈரைந்து மாதங்கள் கருவோடு எனை தாங்கி நீ பட்ட பெரும்பாடு அறிவேனம்மா, ஈரேழு ஜென்மங்கள் எடுத்தாலும் உழைத்தாலும் உனக்கு இங்கு நான் பட்ட கடன் தீருமா. So we cannot do equally to our parents, but we should realize that we cannot do anything and we should show unconditional love, care, respect to the parents, and whenever possible we have to go and serve them. Just because we have served doesn't mean that we have done equally to them.
We can take one question. We give chance to one more again.
Hi.
You told that humans are just an extension or an instrument of God.
Yeah, what this?
We are an instrument of God.
Instrument of God. Yes.
And my question would be, does that mean we don't have any free will? So any decision we take is just God's decision. So why should I think about my life?
Two things I will tell you. First thing is, you have got free will, but there is a radius for that free will. The radius for that free will is, I will tell you an example. You tie a cow to a pillar. There is a huge field. The cow can graze that field, grazing field. There is a pillar at the center of the field. You tie the cow with a rope to that pillar. The free will of that cow is up to the radius of that rope, that circle. Whatever length that rope has, till that radius, the cow has got free will. But can the cow go beyond that into the field? No. Similarly, God, we are all under His control only, but He has given us our five senses. He has given us intellect. Within the limit of our senses and intellect, He has given us free will with which we can utilize. But that free will cannot breach into another person because we have got a radius. This is point number one. Point number two, even if you are doing with that free will only, actually you are the doer, because Brahma Sutram says, Karta Shastrarthatvat. In Brahma Sutram, Karta Shastrarthatvat, Jivatma is the doer, because that's why Shastras have come. If Jivatma is not the doer, then why should all scriptures come and ask us, you do Sandhya Vandanam, you do this thing, you do puja? Why should Shastra say? So, Karta Shastrarthatvat, you are the doer. But while doing, you should develop the tendency that I am not doing, God is doing through me. Because if you think that I am doing, you will develop ego. So you do, but consider that because this body is blessed by God. He only made us read Bhagavad Gita or Upanishad or whatever it is. He only blessed us with good parents. He only blessed us with good family. Everything is given by Him. I am just executing. So, for a thing to happen, of course, our will also acts. But our will alone is not enough. So, let us think that God is doing it. So, that is the second thing.
The question would be, we are all faced with this situation of whether we take care of the future in terms of bringing up our kids where we are, or where we are settled, or should we be focusing on our parents?
You are bringing up your children in this country.
Versus going back to take care of our parents
Okay.
who did a lot of us.
Yes.
What does the scripture say? Because I look at it, personally, I look at it as past.
Okay. Okay. Actually, this is more of an individual decision. Yet, since you have asked it on a public platform, I will try to explain. The thing is, it is the duty of a son or daughter to be by the side of his or her parents, especially during their old age, because it is the duty. So we cannot deny that. At the same time, you might have got education and other things for your children. For that, you have to be here. Now you have to work out some formula. If they have got 2 or 3 children, one person can be there. He can take care of them. He or she can take care of them. Another person can come here, or otherwise they can look for any opportunities to go back and pursue education there, because education is available everywhere and bright students can pick up education from anywhere. So we can try that formula. Or 2 months this person can take care of his parents, 2 months other person, likewise they are doing that. Or you can bring your parents here, that's another option. So we have to work on options because both are important. Because I will tell you one example. One person has got migraine headache. The same person, he also got angina, chest pain. For chest pain, we give isardil, but isardil will cause headache as side effect. Now, whether to treat headache or whether to treat chest pain, this patient has to decide. So you have to decide.
If we can declare Q&A session.
Okay, let me convey my thanks, please. So I wholeheartedly thank you all for making this an engaging session, for interacting with me both during my session and also during the Q&A. And I again wholeheartedly thank this Parayanam group of Frankfurt for arranging such a program, and also the people who donated this hall, other people who arranged, and madam's initial note was very superb, and then the children who sang beautifully, and everybody who interacted, our friend who helped us with video and other things, mic arrangements, who are all have been involved in many ways, like Squirrel for Lord Rama.
Krishna 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 Krishna